Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. So we're going to talk about Verizon. Verizon has a new CSO that it will be joining the Verizon team. And apparently he's ready to hit the ground running. Alright, so we're going to jump right into the article. The link, as always, will be down below in the description for you guys. Alright, so they're saying this is just in time for the ever important fourth quarter. Verizon will be getting a new Chief Sales Officer, CSO, for the Verizon Consumer Group. So the new CSO is Kevin Zavaglia, who is returning to Verizon on Tuesday, so October 10th, after spending 3 years at Intuit leading its U.S. mass market sales team. So the service provider announced this news last week. So Zavaglia says in a statement, he's like, I never envisioned returning home to Verizon, but this is a tremendous opportunity that I'm extremely excited about, he says. I've learned a lot outside of the company and I'm ready to hit the ground running to ensure we deliver solid fourth quarter results. So Zavaglia spent about 26 years with Verizon and its predecessors before his departure 3 years ago. His career apparently dates back to the days of Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. Alright, so that's some big stuff there. Most of his career was at Verizon and has been in New York and New Jersey regions, but he also led the Northern California region for Verizon Wireless as well. So in a LinkedIn post by Zavaglia, he thanked several people, including Verizon CEO Hans Vestberg and Verizon Consumer Group CEO Soumarian Sampath. Zavaglia will report directly to Sampath. So in May, Sampath announced that Kelly Kurtzman would serve as interim CSO for the consumer unit, kicking off a search for a full-time CSO. Kurtzman will be retiring at the end of this year after more than 30 years in the business. So there was another statement here that was made by Sampath. All right, he says, I want to thank Kelly Kurtzman for her leadership of the sales and operations team through an incredible amount of transformation over the past few months. He says Kelly has been the backbone of sales and provided a steady and strong hand to move the organization forward quickly. He also says that he's incredibly proud to have Kevin Zavaglia join his leadership team. Kevin's decades of retail, he says, between digital and B2B customer experience, as well as his ability to drive results inside and outside of Verizon, he says, will be a great asset to his team and help continue to move the business forward. So Sampath was also named his current post earlier this year after some upheaval among the executive ranks. Vestberg himself had been filling the consumer group CEO position for a few months after the company ousted Manon Brulette, who lasted less than a year as CEO of the consumer business. Apparently, she's been appointed to the post when Ronan Dunn departed. All right, so Verizon, of course, we know, guys, has been struggling with postpaid phone net additions. In the second quarter, they're saying it reported postpaid phone net additions of 8,000, comprised of 144,000 net adds from its business sector and 136,000 net losses from its consumer division. So the third quarter results will be on October 24th. The third quarter results will be the first full quarter where it has offered the new My Plan rates, and Wall Street analysts are looking at that as a key step in the company's consumer segment, they're saying, to turn things around. In a report last week, analysts at TD Cowen also said that they're encouraged by the revamped sales structure from a group compensation model to an individual compensation style. So they're also saying that Zavaglia will be responsible for every aspect of Verizon's postpaid mobile sales team, including corporate-owned and agent-owned channels and operations. So he will be addressing Verizon employees internally, referred to as the V team, he said on LinkedIn. He says he's back and he's ready to go. He says that he feels like that they have unfinished business and he cannot wait to get started. So exciting stuff here. Hope this pans out well for Verizon. It's like, many of us have been saying, myself included, Verizon is a great service. There's some work to be done. On a corporate level, behind the scenes, behind the curtains, they're doing a little better now. I'll be honest, within the recent month or two, we've seen some turnaround. We've seen Verizon making those attempts. Maybe 2+ months ago, things were looking a little dark for Verizon on the back end. Changes with the plans weren't very fulfilling, were not satisfying if you ask me. It just wasn't looking good. We've seen some turnaround. We've seen Verizon respond in a serious matter, recognize that consumers weren't really happy with some of these changes, and we've seen some turnaround with these plans, including the My plans. We've seen Verizon offer more perks, rearrange some things, make it a little bit more interesting, try to give you something more. We know the struggle is very, very real for these wireless carriers. It's not as easy as it sounds. They are a business. At the end of the day, they have to meet goals. Okay, that's what it's all about. They're not really interested in being the nice guy. They're interested in making profits. So at the end of the day, push comes to shove, that's their biggest goal, right? So they have to make sure that they put the right people in position to help the company grow, to make the business advance. Now, whether or not, Zavaglia is going to be able to do this, time will only tell. I guess when we start to see, how the plans are running, if there's any new perks, if their pricing is adjusted in more favor of consumers, I guess that will tell us. Obviously, as well, when fourth quarter comes around, that's when we'll really start to see what he's done and what he's capable of, right? So until then, we'll just have to sit back, watch, and for everyone rooting for Verizon and wanting to see them prosper and grow, we'll just have to be patient, right? So that's all we can really do. All right, guys, I'll leave it at that. As always, thanks so much for stopping by and watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.